Hello boxing fans, right now I've got the match I'm looking forward to, and this is Kid Galahad versus Jason Too Smooth Booth. This is obviously a super bantamweight title fight for the WBC international belt, right? And outside of boxing, you don't really see, many people whose lives are actually saved by boxing. You don't get it that much, and if you do, they're hyped out all out of the world, and they usually get a few good world title shots, and everything's rosy and shit. Yeah, but this ain't the case with these two. In this case, things haven't been rosy. One of them, in fact, has been up, he's been down, he's been all about. The other one, he's just getting going. But both of these guys do have one thing in common, and that is they've both been saved totally by boxing. Totally. Starting with Kid Galahad, he's got two brothers in prison for drug-related crimes. His best friend was dead from gang-related violence. So his life, and he was going the same way until he went into the boxing gym, and then he realised, with hard work and dedication, this is where I want to be. I want to be successful. That's what he wanted to be. And look at him now. He's on his way up. And then there's the other guy, Jason Booth, Too Smooth. Obviously, this guy has also been up, down, and around about. This guy has been from a rough background. He spent 2 years away from boxing after losing the fight, which resulted in him becoming an alcoholic. He spent silly amounts of money on drink and drugs in mad binges, and he even turned up to a fight drunk after his sister committed suicide, and he even won the fight. Now, if you don't understand this, I'm going to tell you a little story, and this is a true story, and it didn't happen too long ago. I was in one of my friends' houses, and we were just having a laugh, chilling out, getting ready. We were going to go out. What were we going to do? I can't remember. We think we're going bowling. Anyway, we're going bowling. Yeah, we were just about to get out and go. And we were sitting there having a laugh with a few other people, talking about people we've had sex with and stuff, I think. And yeah, we were really kids. And all of a sudden, their mum phones up. Serious. This is no bullshit. Mum phones up and tells her her nan's died. And I've never seen anyone change so quickly. She went from happy and smiling to hysterical in less than 5 seconds. And I'll never forget that face, so I can only imagine what Jason Booth must have felt like after his sister committed suicide. And I'm actually not surprised at all at the fact that he became an alcoholic from that. You cannot say anything about it, can you? You don't really know. People don't know what he was going through. Anyway, it took him to the point where his stomach started to reject the alcohol that he was putting into his body, caused him to vomit blood. And eventually he did get sober, and he did rebuild his life, became a decent boxer. If you don't know about Jason Booth, he's been there, seen it, done it, all the way to the top. He's fought and held the British title, Commonwealth title, fought for the European title 3 times, lost all 3 times, but against good opposition. He fought recently for the IBF world title, and he held his own there against the good world champion, Steve Molitor. And he's also held a belt of his own. So he's alright. He's a good fighter, he's a real good fighter. But I'm going to start off with Kid Galahad. And this is back straight to the boxing. What can we say about Kid Galahad in boxing? He's got brilliant raw talent. I've never seen raw talent like this. He's a traditional switch hitter from the Steel City. He can go lefty or he can go righty if he wants to. He's got some power, but not one punch power. But if he hits you, you know about it. And because he can do this with either hand, then he's twice as dangerous. His speed is brilliant. His boxing skill is in abundance. For some reason, the Ingle Gym, they've got a knack for drawing a brilliant skill from their boxers. They just sweep it up like it's a blood diamond. They make it into a masterpiece. It's unbelievable. Stamina, what do we know about this guy's stamina? Well, unfortunately, we don't know about his stamina because he's not fought that many distance fights. Every time he has won a distance, he's done well and he hasn't looked too bad. But this is going to be a bit different. This is a big test for the lad. And we'll see how he's doing, and Booth will find out, will help us find out the experience and how good he is. It's true, you all know it. So there's all this talk comparing him to Prince Nazim, and this guy's done no disservice to himself. He's willing to walk the walk and he can talk the talk. But unlike other superstars, this guy has kept his feet firmly on the ground, because his team is a very big presence in Sheffield. I wouldn't be surprised if you went around and saw them picking up litter off the floor in the streets. They want to make a difference in Sheffield. And it makes you think people like James the Gale should be training in the Ingold gym. He might A, learn something, and B, he could do with keeping his feet on the ground. I'm going to move on now to Jason Booth, like I said. Commonwealth, British, European title, world title, fourth them all. Not won them all, but he's fourth of them all. Unfortunately, he is at the end of his career now. He was going through a nice Indian summer in his career. Unfortunately now, he's lost 3 of his last 4 against very good opponents. He doesn't have great power, but he can knock people out. He stopped half his opponents, which isn't bad. He's drifting out now as a glorified journeyman after this Indian summer stage of his career. He still does have good boxing ability, and he still has great stamina, and he can go the full 12 rounds, and he's hard as nails. You can't say he's not. Like I've said before, this guy has got all the experience. In fact, he is 13 years Kid Galahad senior. He's got all the experience, and then with all that experience and all the boxing skill that he's got left, he should be able to make a great fight from this with that Steel Kid. Okay, moving on to where this fight is. This fight is going to be live on Channel 5, and I think it's brilliant. I'd much rather see boxing on terrestrial TV, where it can be seen by a larger audience, instead of a specialist boxing channel such as Box Nation, where only die-hard boxing fans will end up seeing it. You see, people saying the money won't be as good on Channel 5. Well, that may be true, but he's doing one very important thing. He's not thinking about today, he's thinking about tomorrow. Tomorrow he'll have a lot more fans, as a lot more people can see it. If he fights on Box Nation, only the same people are going to see it. A lot more people are going to see it on Channel 5. So straight into the prediction. How do I think this fight's going to go? What way is it going to go? And I'm thinking it's going to be a close fight, but I'm going to go with a close unanimous decision for Kid Galahad. These guys are not too different in terms of ability. They have all the ability in the world. The only difference is unearthing it. Kid Galahad is a tried, tested and world-renowned trainer who is great at polishing blood diamonds into spectacular masterpieces. And I think that Galahad is going to try and make it a chess match early, while Booth will try and press the fight and exhaust his younger opponent. Later on in the fight, you're going to see that Galahad will have to counter on the front foot and on the back foot to ensure he wins on point, while Booth will be looking for the openings inside, be trying to rough him up and counter on the front foot. However, as these styles mix, I expect that Kid Galahad, being the younger, probably slightly more stamina, probably slightly better boxing ability, will end up taking this fight by a unanimous decision. Like I've said, I think this fight has a great chance of going into murky water when the stamina becomes an issue for both fighters, but I do think that the unanimous decision for Kid Galahad is a good idea if you wanted to bet on something, and in fact I will be betting on that myself.